Ok, salut tout le monde. Hello everyone. I don't know what's happening. Struggling. Mr. Gula. Non, annulé. Oui, oui. Ok, gars, je sais pas ce que je fais. Je suis perdu. I am lost. Hello everybody. I'm lost in this YouTube thing because it's the girlfriend computer and it's in Danish. It's amazing. Okay, I don't know if everyone that has been waiting for this is here. I hope you guys are here for the real question and answer. The color is terrible because I closed the thing. I'm gonna open this really quick. Whee! Okay, better. It's too hot. I'm in Spain right now. It's too hot. Hello, everybody. I don't know how to put the comments on the side. Well, it's okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to see your comments because YouTube, I'm a real not at all a good. Allez là. I'm not at all a good guy on YouTube, but I have the questions from Instagram, and I will reply the questions. I have been writing down a little bit. So first, allez là, mon vieux. Putain. Voilà. Sorry. It's terrible. I'm the worst technology guy. I'm so sorry. It's not time for Red Bull. It's late in Spain. It's 6. So I'm gonna have a little Clara. They call it like a beer with lemon, and it's so good. And some people have asked me about beer, and I'm not so good because I'm not a big alcohol or beer drinker. But this one is really good if you can try it. So I'm gonna explain you a little bit how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna reply some questions. Honestly, I've had a lot of really good questions on Instagram, and I picked some, and a lot of good ones are not. I won't be able to reply, but I have some good ones. And every 5-6 questions, I'm gonna ask you a question. And because I cannot see the comments, I'm gonna ask you a question and leave you like 20 seconds. And the first one with the right answer, I will send him or her some goodies. So this is pretty good. You get to have some nice stuff maybe if you can answer the questions. So I have a few for you. So let's sit. It's like a chat. I'm so sorry I cannot see the comments. I promise I will get better. I need one of my friends to help me with this. But some people have been asking me about the mullet, the real mullet, not the bike. And the mullet is growing. I don't know if you can see. It's growing a little bit. It looks really, really bad. I've had a lot of hate about it. But wait. Active le chat. How do I active le chat? How do I active the chat? I don't know how to do that, Renato. Okay, so I don't know how to active the chat with you guys. But let's start on the questions. So some people have asked me about the bike, some about myself, some about racing. And I'll go a little bit through some of them. And if you, I cannot see anything, but if you're bored, just tell me it was boring. But so someone asked me if I ever planned on teaming up with Loris in the future. So for some people who don't know, Loris used to be my teammate. So we already used to be in the same team until 2016. When he decided to move on to the syndicate. So it was really fun to have him in the team with me, and of course I miss him as a teammate, but it was the best thing he could do for him, flying a little bit away from my influence and from my from my shadow, because he was a little bit younger than me all the time, and he wanted to fly with his own wings. And now I think that he grew up and I grew up too. I think it will be really cool to team up again with Loris. So that'll be good. Some people, Spoida Man asked me if I ever considered going to Brazil. Some other people asked me about Peru. I've never been to South America. They say they have awesome trails there, and I believe you guys. South America seems to be the best place yet to discover for me. I didn't go to Asia and South America, but for riding, Peru, Chile, Brazil. I didn't know. Brazil looks really fun, and just make videos, post videos, and make your local spot famous, so we can see what there is to ride, and we can come with more ideas of where we're going, because it's a big trip for us to go if we have no idea where to ride, But Will Bennett asked me how can I get my suspension set up as good as yours? So Will, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but if you could get your suspensions as well set up as mine, it will be bad for me, because with the team and the mechanic, we spend a lot of time, especially also with the technicians from Olins, a lot of time on suspensions, trying to make it as good as possible. And it's not possible for you to have the same as me, otherwise it will be too much work for nothing. Sorry. But you can try, spend time on clicks and different pressures and stuff. That's good. Cheers to everyone, by the way. Random race. How close are you from your maximum limit pace? It depends on the random race. The only race I did this year was in Catalonia, actually, in Spain. And it's like a preparation race. And that kind of race, I'm trying to push a little bit. And if I had to put a percentage on, it would be 90%, because I still want to test myself. I want to see how fast I'm able to go, and it's important to push a little bit, even though you don't want to get hurt before the season or anything like that. And you don't really need to push because the stake is not massive. How do you cope with the rainbow jersey pressure? It was a big pressure at the start, honestly. When I was a young rider, getting it when I was 22, I got to wear it because I won in 15. And at the first races, I was just not believing in it. I was like, whoa, I'm right. And then I was a little bit overdoing things. I was pushing myself too much, and I did a lot of mistakes wearing this jersey. So I didn't want to put it at training, at everything I was doing on the bike. I wanted to keep it only for good occasions, like race runs. And some people actually have been telling me, yeah, you should wear it more and stuff. But I think it's good to keep this kind of jersey for the big events, like only for good occasions. I don't wear a suit every day, but if there is a big occasion, I wear a suit. And this rainbow jersey is next level. If you wear it, it's because there's big stuff happening. So I've been able to, I wore it for 5 years. So now I'm able to race with it, being proud and assuming it. And it's so cool to represent that jersey on my shoulders. I love it. Okay, this one is a bit sociological aspect, because here it is. How to explain your parents what downhill is? No. How do you explain your parents that downhill is what you want to do in life, and they say it's too dangerous, and they don't want you to practice, actually? So your parents are right. It's a dangerous sport where you're going fast in the trees, and when you hit the ground, it's pretty bad. But it's also part of the game. Anything you do in life is risky. So just tell your parents that we are professional athletes and we know what we do, and if you want to do that too, you will for sure have injuries and you will have moments where it sucks. But yeah, there's also a lot of cool moments where you're able to do a lot of cool shit and where it's actually worth it. And if you get to a good level, you can make a living out of it. So tell your parents that you can make more money than them just by riding a bike if they are not making millions. Because someone called Os Groove asked me about my workout stats and my max squat, deadlift. So max squat, full rep. So actually, I got a lot of shit on my Instagram because I put up a video where I was doing a kind of a half in between half squat and a full squat, and it was 170, and everyone was like, "That's not a rep," giving me a lot of shit, and actually, I didn't like it. So I don't like to post workout videos anymore. But my max full squat, my normal squat, is 150. And my max deadlift that I do with an hexagonal bar, which is not a proper deadlift because it hurts my back a little bit when I put heavy, it's 200. And this guy also asked me about, so this is a bit nerdy, we don't really care, but I think it's good to talk about it too. This guy asked me about my 10 minutes average watts, and the last time I did it, which was January, I think, for 10 minutes, I was putting 366 watts average. So it's not massive, I think, but 10 minutes is a little bit long for down there. We are good on 3-4 minutes, not 10. Someone asked me a good question about food. What is your favorite thing to put Nutella on? And I would say a woman titties. That's good. Or crepes. It's the same. Do you feel that your physical abilities carries you over your result on the track? Of course, we are training a lot of hours during the winter and even during the season to be able to have this fitness and this strength to hold the bike also through the week of the race. You know, it's long, you do track walk, a lot of practice, a lot of track walk again, and in the race. So you want your body to be perfectly peaking, like, and not tired when it's finals. So for sure, my physical abilities that this guy called preparedness is carrying me through my results. So it's important. What did you do while being injured? Actually, right now I'm a little bit injured. I didn't tell anyone because I like to keep it chill, you know. I don't like to put my life on Instagram. I have a lot of followers actually, which is so cool, but I don't feel so close to them that I want to share everything. But this YouTube thing is pretty cool. I can get to talk to the people that actually are interested. And actually, I got injured last week, and I was riding with Andreu, and I crashed on the tree, like on a dead tree. The tree didn't move though. It was dead, but didn't move. It was massive, and I hit my leg, and my vast external, so the muscle on the leg, on the upper leg, got like I have cuts in it. So it's not fully ripped, but it's still like really damaged. So I need a little bit of time to ride again, which is not so bad at the time. I was riding really well, I think, and I was fit. So it's a little rest, 2-3 weeks, but I will be back and should be good for the World Cup season. So when I am injured, I take time to do things I don't really have time for normally, administrative things, call some friends, like things that you don't have time normally. And is the demo legitimately the best downhill bike you've ridden? From Ian frigging Berger. That's, of course, I won't say no because I'm still riding with it, and I want to believe, and I believe this bike is the fastest I can ride, and we're improving it every year to make it faster than the year before. So the 2019 demo was the best I've ever ridden, the fastest one. and especially that one because we put so much work in research and development with the guys in Morgan Hill that we finally got I spit again. We finally get the bike that we've been searching for years, like developing it. So I believe it's the best one. Some other guys, like I don't know, Troy might believe his bike is the best. If I'm riding the demo and I start thinking that Amori's bike is faster, then you're already losing in your head. So I believe my bike is the best, and I make sure it is, spending time testing it and developing it. Damn, that was a good answer. I like it. How do you go fast on super rough terrain? So the thing is also on super rough stuff, you need the bike to be working well to help you going fast. So when it's really rough and you're going pretty fast, you want your bike to be working in a little bit different style of compression. So instead of having the bike really open compression wise or PSI wise or whatever, put like a stiffer setup to help the bike just hitting the things without unbalancing you. If it's too soft, it will kick you back. It will not be nice. So your bike is it's a first point, and also your core work. So the way you hold your bike, the way you keep it low on the floor, the way you just control the way it sends you the hits from the ground helps a lot. So when I ride, I've always been pushing my bike down to be stable. So instead of my bike doing things for me, I am the one normally, most of the time, sometimes not, but most of the time I'm in control, just pushing it down so it stays on the floor. It follows the roughness, you know. What's your toughest year of racing ever? Well, that's a good question. My toughest year, I think, it might have been either 2014, when I was still on Lapierre and I almost won Leogang when Radboy won his first World Cup. I was up at the last speed and I crashed in the last turn. So I was really down after that and I couldn't figure it out. And I was not so good the rest of the year. Or it might be also 2017. We started in Lourdes with the big storm for the last top 10 riders. I crashed in Fort William in qualies and finals, and I got hurt in Leogang. So that was the worst year of my life, even though I got world champion the last race in Cairns. So that was the last coming back up to shape, and I won the world champs, but it was super tough before that. Yeah. What do you... I'm going to ask you a question. Wait. Okay, everyone that's following, there's only 88%, but you know what? It's cool. Everyone that's following, I'm going to ask you a question, and the one replying first will give me, I will contact him, and I will send him some team stuff. So, are you ready? Everyone ready? Get your brain almost ready. Are you ready to type in the chat? What place did I get at my last World Cup in my first year elite in 2013 season to get the 4th place overall? What place did I get at my last World Cup of my first year in elite to get 4th overall? I leave you a little bit more. Maybe some people already know. If you don't know, it's no problem. We'll have 3 more questions. So if you are the first one to tell me the answer, you will get some shit. I don't know exactly what, because I need to find. Actually, I need to send a lot of things to some giveaways, but you will get some shit. The answer to this question, are you ready? The answer to that question was I got 2nd in Leogang. It was in Leogang, behind Stevie Smith, actually, when he won his overall title. And I got 4th overall. And Blanky got 5th. So my best friend, Blanky, got 5th, and it was the best day in a long time. It was so good. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I forgot some. I don't know. Okay, this one is a good question. They're all good questions, of course, but this one is especially. What do you recommend to the riders who don't have access to hardcore bike parks or trails? So, I know some countries don't have the best like structures and bike parks and trails, but if you live in a hilly place or a mountain place, you have no excuse. If you don't have anything, you need to build something. Like the best if there is a road going up, so you can do shuttles for downhill, especially. But if you don't have that, just make trails yourself. Ride it with your friends and just build. If you don't build anything, you cannot ask for people to build for you. So. And if you cannot build, you live in Denmark or Netherlands or flat countries, then you book tickets if you can to bike parks in Europe. We have good ones. Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't know. That actually that was not a good answer. I'm sorry. What's going through your mind at the top of a race? Actually, a lot of different shit. I'm trying to focus a little bit on the run I want to put down, but I'm having a lot of different crazy thoughts. Like sometimes I think about who's watching me at home, my parents, my dad, or what I will do after the race. Oh shit, yesterday I didn't tell Finn that he was stinky. Things like this. And then I always try to recenter my focus on just getting in the groove of the track and thinking of how I want to hit the main sections. But it's always a weird feeling. You're at the top and your brain is telling you, fuck man, it's the moment to put it down. We don't have many races, so it's now or never. And at the same time, your brain also goes in different directions. So it's really hard. What do you eat and drink on race days? Good questions. If you have some interrogations about that, I never eat gluten on the race week, so I stay a little bit fresh. I feel like gluten is making me a bit more tired than it should when I digest. So I eat a lot of rice and meat and veggies. I try not to eat so many desserts, even though it's my favorite thing in the world. And I drink a lot of water and a lot of electrolytes, especially when it's hot in summer days, so you keep hydrated. Some Red Bulls in the morning if I feel that it's like if you're not fully in the mood and ready to go, I drink some Red Bull. And after every day, I eat a recovery shake with clean protein called Vega. I don't know, it's good. Am I developing tires with Specialized? Yes, we are developing tires. They changed factory last year or 2 years ago, and they are a little bit. It takes time to restart the process in the new factory, but we are trying to make good tires, and we are making progress. It's good. Okay, that's a really good question. Now we get to a good question. What do you think about the structure of downhill World Cups racing and its ability to foster and encourage new talent or privateers versus the strength of support for the main top 10, top 20 riders? So it's a really good question. I think the World Cup racing is at a good point right now. We have a lot of good teams, a lot of brands supporting the teams. And of course, there is always place to improve. And I think with the junior category now, the juniors are actually able to show themselves more and express themselves in the junior category before getting into elite. So that's good for the young ones. But once you get to elite, it's a little bit more difficult because you're 19. And if you didn't get first, like top 3 in juniors, you won't. And unfortunately, you won't be in a really good team. You will be or in a really factory team. You might be in a good team, but it's not so big and hard to travel and stuff. So, of course, I think it's pretty hard. And in cross country, I'm dating a cross country girl, and she actually we speak sometimes about this, and they have a lot more teams. And in every team, there are more riders. like in downhill, every team has 3, 4 maximum, and sometimes even less riders, and there are maybe 15 to 20 teams. So if you count, there's not many spots, and I think we need more teams, more brands to put money in downhill. It's a really good sport. It's growing a lot, and the brands are selling bikes thanks to us. So I think it would be nice that the industry supports get a little bit stronger, even though it's already good for us. It's perfect, but I don't know. Maybe for some other markets, it's a little bit harder. If you live in Thailand, it's super hard to get team and to get visibility and stuff. So for sure, we need to do more, and we need to go to more places to race. So actually, if I am from Colombia or Chile and I have a World Cup in my home country, I will be able to ride as well as I can. I have a chance to show myself, and then maybe to race more on the world. If I don't have a race, then there's no chance. So yeah, it's not so good, I think, the support, the ability to foster and encourage new talents. But at the same time, for the top 10 and top 20, we have a pretty good setup, good teams, good bikes, good kits, good conditions. So it's hard to find the balance. Have I ever considered other sports? To be honest, yes, actually, but I've never felt any talent in anything. So I'm actually sometimes playing badminton or riding a lot of moto, but I suck. So I just do it for fun, just for as a hobby more than like a real okay, I want to be good at this. Why don't you run carbon, Loic? That's a good question. So why don't I run carbon? It's because many things. We actually had the option to run aluminium, which was better for development at the start. And I really like the way an aluminium bike reacts, works. So when you put stress in the frame, it will react to the things you do on the bike and to the floor. And the way the aluminium reacts to me is I prefer than carbon, at least for downhill. And it's also more ecological because you can recycle aluminium, and carbon is made in not so ecological friendly conditions. So that's also a point, actually. Hardline. Some people ask me about hardline. I got an invite this year. The problem is in a pretty tough date with the way the season is and stuff. I don't know if I will go, but I did the first edition of hardline and I liked it, so I would like to go back. If I'm riding, okay, this one is like I can feel it's been a hard time. If I'm riding my cross-country hardtail on a downhill trail and riders with downhill bikes tell me to get off the track, should I listen to them? Okay, mate. So if you're riding on a cross-country lap and there is a guy with his downhill bike pushing and being a little bit on the way, what do you say? Oh, it's cool, he's riding cross-country, but he's not really adapted. So I think you should keep riding some downhill, but be careful and be careful of the speed you go to, because it's pretty hard to go fast on an hardtail bike. And if the other guys are flying and they hit you, it can be dangerous. So no one is wrong, no one is right. Be careful. Be careful. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it will be unfortunate that the guy is chilling on his bike, getting hardtail, and someone comes and they crash. So yeah, no one's wrong. Just be careful. I have another question. It's time for another quiz. Actually, everyone, we will have two new questions to get some goodies from Specialized Gravity. It doesn't include a bike. I'm sorry, we won't give you a bike, but we'll give you some other things. Everyone ready to type on the comments the question? So the first one to answer will win. The question is, how many World Cup wins do I have? Dun, 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 dun. I didn't have many World Cup wins, but I've had some. How many? If you can tell me that, and you're the first one, then you get some shit. The question, a little help is that I've won. Oh no. I didn't win much, to be honest. Actually, wait. Let me think in my head too. No. Okay, I won 5. The answer is 5. Not so much, but I've won. So I have 5 world titles, including 1 in junior, and 5 World Cup wins. So it's not, the ratio is weird. Okay, a bit more questions. I'm so sorry, I cannot see the chat. I cannot see what you guys are telling me, and I cannot reply to that. So I'm so sorry. I promise I will get better at YouTube, and I will do another one if you guys like it. Tell me if you like this kind of shit, and if you do, I will do another one where actually I will not put it on Instagram, and I will just put it on YouTube, and we will just chat and speak with you. And I think it's cool to do that, to have some moments of intimacy, you know. Yes. This beer is really good, but it's getting hot. It's also nice. What do you think about an extended? Okay, so this guy, Velo Fiends on Instagram, sent me a lot of questions, a lot of good ones, but I cannot answer all of them. I'm sorry, mate. But a lot of questions. I'm gonna answer 3. First one is, what do you think about an extended season using other continents? So I don't know what you guys think, but personally I think we call it World Cup, but we stay mainly in Europe, so that's pissing me off a bit. UCI is doing a good job at organizing some stuff, but it's too much politics with the TV rights, Red Bull TV, UCI, blah blah blah. So it takes money, it takes a lot of work. So they don't really want to go more than 7, 8 rounds, and they don't want to go all over the world because it will cost a lot of money. But I think it would be so much better if you would have 2 rounds in North America, which we had last year, which was great. 1 round in South America, 1 round in South Africa, like we used to have. 2 rounds in Oceania, so 1 in Australia, 1 in New Zealand, and like a run in Asia. So we will have maybe 12 World Cups and all over the world. That would be so good. So I know that's not the question. Actually, I'm totally talking shit, but still, that's my point of view. The guy, I think, was talking about an extended season this year in other continents because it's summer. So I think it would be a great idea, even though it takes a lot of things to organize a World Cup, and that late, I think it's impossible to have more races for the team to get money also, because it's been tough on every brand, everything. So even though they're selling a lot of bikes at the moment, it's hard for other brands, and so yeah, the teams are not full of cash right now. So it would be nice though to go to, I don't know, in summer, like when we start to get in winter in Europe, we go to New Zealand, it's summer soon, so it will be so good. Another question from this guy was, do you think body armor should be mandatory? I think it should be, even though it will not save from every injury. Like Brooke, for example, when he crashed last year, he had it and he still got a big back injury. So you can never be precautious enough. You always have bad luck and stuff. So it's hard to say. If some people don't want to run it, then don't run it. But for sure, I will always ride with a body armor. And the last question from Velo Fiends, which was good too, is what do you should riders have more input in developing World Cup downhill tracks in the sports? I think so. I think riders should put a little bit more interest into making sure that the sports ends up right, and the tracks also, but maybe have like a committee from countries. So in France, in Léger, they will ask Amaury, Loris, me, Thomas, like a lot of riders, what we think, and maybe invite them. The one who want to go, they go. and they tell what they think, but they don't do that. Honestly, there's so much work to do on the World Cup, and if one day I retire, which I will normally, I will really try to change stuff for the sport, because I think we have a crazy good sport that we can make grow a lot, and that will be part of it. So I think UCI should move a bit. What separates you from the rest? So the question is, what separates me from the rest? I think it's my surroundings. I don't know. I'm not much better than everyone, but the last year I won the overall and the World Cup, and I really have to give it to the team around me, my trainer, my mechanic, my team manager, my social media friend, my mental coach. Like, everyone around me is also doing a really good job and helping me reach my potential. And without them, I will be, I think, a good rider, but I will not be where I am today. So yeah, it's pretty important. How do I get such a stable position on the bike? I talked about it actually a little bit before. A lot of gym, a lot of core training, and my style has always been to keep the bike as on the ground as much as possible. Okay, now you know what? I'm gonna finish some questions, and then I will do the last question for you guys to win some shit at the end. How did you get noticed in the downhill world? Well, racing was the only way back then, because social media was not so big. So racing, I was doing a lot of good results when I was young, and it was cool for some teams. They were like, okay, this guy, we take him, and they made me better. Same team since I'm a junior, so I love it. But now you have also social media, so if you make cool videos, some racing, you have a good personality, for sure you will get noticed. And this question is really interesting. I don't know if this guy is listening. I don't have his name, I'm sorry. But he asked me a pretty good question, because it's also something I get asked a lot in general at the race and stuff. So, as a Red Bull athlete, what is your opinion about the possible negative effects of energy drinks and the responsibility of advertising these products? So it's a really good question, because it's what people think, that Red Bull is negative and have bad, or Monster, like this kind. But Red Bull, for me, I had an education a little bit when I signed with them, because I went to Austria, to the headquarters. I did a lot of physical tests, and I saw a little bit what I've always had the dream, but I saw what was behind the dream I've always had. And but that's not the question. I think we're not questioning the fact that Red Bull is making a lot of sports grow and a lot of sports better and amazing with the media and stuff. I think it is speaking more about the actual cans. And what I've learned with Red Bull is that it's not so bad. It's not as bad as you guys think. It's pretty good, actually. It's like everything, though. If you drink one a day or 2, 3 per week, it's fine. But if you drink 5 a day, if you do a lot and you have excess in it, it's bad. It's like everything. If you masturbate 10 times a day, you lose your dick. But sometimes I have some Red Bull because it has good products inside. So there is approximately in the classic Red Bull the same amount of sugars as a Coca-Cola. Malena, she's coming home.
Hello.
But they can see you guys. Malena is home. So yeah, I was saying there's approximately the same amount of sugar in the Red Bull and Coca-Cola. So, and the sugar actually comes from beets, so beetroot. So it's a clean sugar. You want to say hello?
Yes. Hello.
It's Malena. So yeah, and there is caffeine, which is pretty good. It's a little bit less than normal. Can you just, you know what? Fuck off. There's caffeine, which is the same as coffee, and a little bit less than a normal cup of coffee. So it's not so much caffeine. There is taurine, which is like, oh, it's from animals. No, it's not from animals. And it's something that helps your nerve system and your muscle to absorb the thing, the body you're eating and drink. So it's really good. And yeah, for sure, it has, like, actually taurine has bad effects if you abuse, like if you have an excessive quantity of it, it can be dangerous for your heart. You need to drink 2 packs of 24 cans a day. And so I think I have no problem with representing this brand, as I believe in that it's not a bad brand at all. It's pretty sick, actually. Okay, now we have some French question. No. One last question in English. What protection? Actually, the same question. What protections do I use? So I use the Fox protection, like Enduro elbow pads, D3O thing, Launch Pro knee pads, and race frame body armor. And sometimes I use a protection short too, but when it's hot, it's hot. And is Fox gonna sell some specialized custom kits? We are working on it. We would like to sell some like team replica things with Fox. That will be so sick. Also, like normal lifestyle clothing. That will be sick. Some people are also, for the French ones, I don't know if there will be many ones, but I'm gonna reply 2 questions in French because I'm French. Yeah. Jusqu'à quand as-tu gardé un hardtail? Jusqu'à ce que j'avais 12 ans. Je pense que les jeunes d'aujourd'hui, ils roulent pas assez avec des hardtails. Ils ont de suite des vélos de fou, c'est stylé, franchement, ils sont trop beaux les vélos. Par contre, ils n'ont pas les mêmes skills, tu vois, ils ressentent pas le terrain pareil, même s'ils roulent super vite et tout, c'est pas le bon apprentissage. Je pense qu'il faut bien prendre cher sur un semi-rigide pour ensuite passer sur un tout suspendu. Et que ressentais-tu après ta chute à Lourdes alors que j'étais premier? Bah ça, clairement, quand tu tombes et que tu es en tête, tu le sais pas. Et tu pousses jusqu'à la fin. Et bien sûr, j'étais dégoûté de ne pas gagner ma première Coupe du Monde. En plus, c'était en France, il y avait une ambiance de fou. Mais le support, il y avait tellement de bruit et tout que ça m'a fait oublier la déception. Et tu sais quoi, c'était pas grave. Et voilà, ok. Sorry about these 2 questions in French. I know some people, I think they are French in the crowd, in the audience. The last question I want to ask you guys to try to win things from the team is, are you ready? Last question. What year did I ride with a lava paint job? Actually, I had this paint job on the old demo, so it's not that year. And it was, for me, the best looking bike in the world. And it's still, these days, the best one. So the first, I cannot see the comments. I'm sorry about that. I'm so inefficient with the technology. But I will go later to check the comments. And the first ones with the right answers I will contact you and you will get some shit. So the answer of this question, what year did I ride a lava paint job? It's 2017 in Val d'Isole, actually. It was black, like shiny black with a lot of flakes. And inside it was like chrome, orange, gold, and gray. It was crazy. So this is it. I had way more questions on Instagram and I couldn't really reply to all of them. I'm sorry about that, but it was really cool. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if you guys have left a lot of comments on it, but tell me if you like this. We're only 83 right now, but I like it. So if you like it too, we can make another one soon and talk a bit more. Thank you. I hope you like the questions. No, the questions and the answer especially. So see you soon. Hasta luego. I hope next time I have a bullet super long. I don't even know how to close it. Oh yeah. Okay, see you, mate. Fun.